What is up, you bunch of savages, and welcome to my Q&A session. One of you asked or suggested that I do a Q&A video, and I thought, and I was wondering if there would even be enough interest to get enough questions, but I put the word out a couple days ago, day and a half ago, and straight away a lot of you came back with some stuff, so I appreciate it. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. We'll get the easy ones out of the way first. Yeah, let's just get Adventures by George and Coolio Joe 100, Joseph, out of the way with their "How did you ever become so savage?" and Adventures by George, "Why are you so savage?" You know, that actually, I mean, they're being funny because you know, they're friends and all. But sorry, I've got this stuff on my screen right here. I've done a video telling how the Savage name came about. I'm not savage at all. It's just the name, and it actually goes along with a question that somebody's going to ask later, or that I'm going to show later. How did the wife and I meet? Yeah, the Savage name came whenever I met my wife online 11 years ago. Her name was Savage Miss because she was a super fan of a band called Savage Garden, who I think is, you know, they're not very savage at all, but it's just their name. And then after we met and we got together and all this kind of thing, it started this thing online. I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I was called, since you're Savage Miss, if I was your Mister? I was Savage Mister. And that's where it started, and it stuck. SFOT News asks, have you ever heard of SFOT Source? Yes, you're talking about Bryant's channel. He actually calls it Amusement Source now, I believe, because SFOT Source and SFFT Source was too much of a mouthful. Yeah, I've actually met him. I met him at, stumbled upon him in Fiesta, Texas one day. We had a bit of a chat. It was really cool. It's very unlikely we'll ever do any kind of collabing, because we just both have our different things, you know, so. But hey, he's doing some good work over there. If you haven't checked him out, y'all go check him out. CoolGamer17 asks, how do you hack Justice League? Well, you don't hack it. You just learn to all the Easter eggs and hot targets, you know, and you max that sucker, or you at least dominate, you know, 700,000 to 800,000 and all that kind of thing, or 900,000. And I'll drop in the description. I'll put a link to the video where I tell you exactly how to. Well, I say first I have one that says I'll tell you how I get the highest scores that I get, but then I'm just recently I'm not eating, but I'll tell you exactly, or I'll tell you what exactly I shoot at to max it. I'll drop that in there in the description. Check it out. Any of you, others of you want to know that haven't paid attention or didn't notice that I put one of those videos out, there it is, and you can score high as well. This one's my favorite. Ligma N, which is a funny name all by itself. I get the Ligma thing. Internet youngsters. By the way, whenever I put y'all's questions on screen, it shows like the subscriber count that you have and that kind of thing. I just left that in there. That was because I've got vidIQ and it shows that kind of thing. Anyway, Ligma N with 55 subscribers asks, have you ever been to Six Flags Over Texas? If not, do you plan on visiting? Well, I'm just gonna say that this proves that you're brand new. Maybe you came, well, I was gonna say maybe you came along to find my channel via like a tornado video or some Uber videos, but your question is SFOT related, so yeah, just look around. You could walk around in the dark and stumble upon a Six Flags video of on my channel. But, so like I said, that means you're new. I appreciate you. Stick around, if you don't mind. Who was it? Chloe, ooh, I hope I get this name right. Chloe Legrice? Have you heard of YouTube Stories? It's funny, whenever you mentioned this, I hadn't at the time, but I went and researched to check it out. It looks like it's going to be, or it looks like it is, a thing that YouTube is offering, a feature where YouTubers can use this thing kind of like Instagram, but they're trying to just cut into Instagram's business is what they're doing. But I don't have that available. I'm still very small, and this is going to be something that's only offered to, you know, higher levels. But and I probably won't use it, to be honest. I probably won't use it if it's available to me, because, and that's a question. Oh, another one of you have is, here it is right here, from MLB David 7, do you have an Instagram? Yes, I do, but the reason why I would not use YouTube stories so much is because I don't use my Instagram. I've got one, I'll put a link in the description, but I almost never use it. I'm so terrible. It's because I'm an older guy. You youngsters, you love your Instagram. It's like every Instagram, everything. I got an Instagram. I can't. I just don't think of it. I'll go to, and all I focus on is this camera right here, that one, and sometimes my phone to take, try to get a thumbnail or whatever it is, but I almost never remember Instagram or Twitter. Twitter, I have it to where whenever I upload a video, it goes through to Twitter anyhow. Yeah, I'm terrible. So, Verzex asks, how old am I? Yeah, I just now mentioned that I'm an older guy. I am 47, and in February of 2019, I will be 48. Yikes. Just a couple of years from being 50 years old. I know I look like I'm 25. I know. Okay, maybe not. But, yeah, sorry, I'm not a young guy, y'all. I've always said that I'm playing a young man's game doing this YouTube thing. That's why, if you're doing YouTube, be young if you can. Because young people get more views, get more people, you know, wanting to look in on them. Nobody wants to see somebody's dad. Well, a few of you do, and I appreciate all of you. But you know, the masses don't necessarily want to see that, you know. And if you can be, pardon me for sounding sexist, but if you can be a young female and an attractive one, boom, you don't even have to have a personality. Did I just now diss every young female out there? No, not really, but you don't have to have a personality necessarily. Sad but true. With me, it's 100% personality. It's got to be, right? That's all I got. The Life of Aaron Williams asks, how long have I been an Uber? I guess how long have I been an Uber driver? And now check this out. You can see I've got Lyft right here. I've been doing Uber for just over 3 years, and I just started Lyft like within a week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago. So I'm just now doing Lyft too. So I'm doing both. So I'm busier during the day. Is why if I don't answer some of your messages, some of you have me on instant and this kind of thing, and because I'm driving, I'm working. Which brings us to the next one. Kayakins. After all this time, I'm still not sure if I'm saying that right. Kayakins, kayak. I think it's kayakins. Like a kayak. Ends. Yeah, maybe no. As in high school, what did you tell your guidance counselor you wanted to be when you grew up? How and how did the wife and I meet? Okay, the guidance counselor thing, I still to this day don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Sad but true. That's why I'm doing Uber and Lyft. I mean, I just never figured it out. It really is sad. So, if some of you are like, I'm 25 and I don't know what I want to do or be, it could be worse. You'll be okay. But I've always had dreams of, you know, like the pipe dreams, you know, like somebody wants to be a rock star, somebody wants to be, you know, an actor. I've always wanted to do something in comedy, whether it be writing or like voiceover work. I've always wanted to, you hear me do voices and stuff, I've always wanted to do some kind of like, something like that, where my face doesn't need to be seen, do a cartoon, you know, behind the scenes and behind the microphone, do the voice. How did the voice of the wife and I meet? That one I've touched on a little bit, where I said we met 11 years ago online. We met on a word game called Psychobabble. It was just like not a Words with Friends. It's more like you just create these funny sentences and da-da-da. And that game ended, and loads of us scrambled to try to find another game that we could all meet on, because it was lots of people who we used to meet the same, you know, people all the time, all the way, you know, from. She was from England, of course, so we had people from Australia, people from Canada, all over. And so we exchanged the emails first, and then we were instant messaging, and we just steamrolled. The funny thing was, I didn't even know she was female. By her screen name, it was Savage Miss UK with a couple of X's or something. So to me, it looked like Savage Missick, and I'd never thought, but and then we did the exchange picture thing, and then for some reason she still wanted to talk to me. But she said she always liked my humor in the room. Whenever I would, you know, do little, you know, just talking, you know, texting funny little jokes or whatever it is, and then somewhere along the way we were like, hey, you know what? We need to meet in person to see if there's real chemistry there. And she flew here first in July of 2007, and when we met in person, it was like we've known each other for 100 years. It was the neatest thing ever. There was no awkwardness at all. It was so awesome. And then I would fly over there, so I flew to her, or to England, a couple times a year. She would fly here a couple times a year. And then after about 4 years of that, we thought things were going to be in place to where we could, we were getting married. She proposed to me, by the way, online. It was, what is it? I forget what it is. That there's some, it's kind of like a Sadie Hawkins dance. It's like on a leap year, on Valentine's Day on a leap year, a woman can propose. You could do it anyway, but kind of like this tradition thing. So she proposed to me, and I'm not sure what I said, but no. And then we got married, thinking that we were going to be. The end game has always been for her to settle here. We've always known that. But we're both on our second marriage, and we've got kids, not together, but from previous, marriages or relationships. And we were just sort of waiting for her boys to all grow up and move on, and then you don't really move on. You know what I mean? Get out and get on your own and get busy where you don't need mom anymore. And but while waiting for that, we wanted my kids and myself over there we thought it was going to be 4, 5, 6 years. So we got married, thinking that was going to be a thing. And right after we got married, British government changed the laws, made it to where she didn't make it. They made the income threshold that she had to meet really, really high. I forget the exact numbers now, but she only made enough at the time to bring me and one kid over. So it would be me and Monkey or me and Cheese, but of course you can't choose your favorite kid or leave one behind. So we were just like, okay, we'll stay where we are and just wait some more. So 6 of those years living apart, we're married, us being married. So 6 of those 10 years, by the way. So we're like 4 years not married, 6 years married, and then she settled here last year. So we're in that, that light at the end of the tunnel. We're in it now, so we're good. And that's sort of the condensed version of that story, how the wife and I met. You know what? And Buldasaur 2, I hope I'm saying that right, keeps asking me about my hair. Do I have hair? And where is my hair? I got hair everywhere, but just not right there. That should be a song. Beat out that Baby Shark bullcrap song. I've got no hair, do. And Anna Carreras asks, what inspired you to create your YouTube channel? Alright, what inspired me? Probably the question you're really going for is what inspired me to start vlogging, because I've only been doing the vlogging thing for right now that it's Christmas time in 2018, for about 2 years. But I've had my channel for, about 11 years or something. 12 now? Yeah. I just was uploading just stupid crap. Just upload what I started to do was I would have an old song, some old song that I liked that I thought, ooh, this movie would be cool to cut to it to make kind of my own music video, my version of this, what I think. And I did it with a Metallica song, I did it with a couple of Metallica songs, did it with a Anthrax song, and even a Christmas song. And but the Metallica one, Creeping Death, has got a lot of, I just showed how that, Metallica and metal is not necessarily evil, especially Metallica, because I love them. There's some proof that I love Metallica. Yes, I'm tattooed by a band on my arm. Don't do that, because they might break up. No, but this particular Metallica song comes straight out of the Bible. Even though it's called Creeping Death, what it really means, it's like the angel of death that God sent to take care of the firstborn kids of, the whole lamb's blood over the door to keep the angel of death from getting you, and that whole thing from 10 Commandments. But anyway, alright, so I would upload things like that. Then I would upload, there was one video where my brother and I are shooting a shotgun and blowing up like water jugs or something. And then it was whenever I went to, this answers a question that I'll get to later about favorite theme parks and what other theme parks I've been to. But I was over in England one time while visiting the wife, and we went to a place called Flamingo Land, and they just happened to be, it was funny, the day that we just happened to be going, they were grand opening a brand new ride called Mumbo Jumbo, which at the time was a world record winner for the steepest drop, instead of just straight down, it kind of went inward, and there's a few like that, and it's now been taken over by another coaster, but at the time it was, they even had the Guinness World Record people out there and all that kind of thing. So, and I recorded that with my crappy spy pen that I used to use back then. I just hold it steady, and it was terrible, but that video's on my channel somewhere. And then that's whenever I sort of got the, it wasn't completely implanted, but I sort of had the idea to do amusement park stuff, you know. But it was, so what inspired me to vlog was whenever I was, a few summers ago, we were looking to go to Orlando, and while searching for stuff in Orlando, we were not Disney, but Universal Studios, and that answers another question. So I'm searching, trying to find, you know, stuff about the park, and then I stumbled across the Tim Tracker, and then I just became like, oh wow, these people are really good, you know, they were fun and all that kind of thing. So Tim and Jen, the Tim Tracker, if you don't know that channel, you probably do, and became like super fans of them. I started their the Facebook group. I'm not a part of it anymore, except for just, I'm not a admin or anything anymore. I backed out of it because it was getting too crazy and I couldn't focus on this. But then I was like, hey, you know what? He does Disney and everything, all Orlando. Nobody's really covering Dallas that I knew of at the time. I didn't know about Bryant at the time. Like, nobody's really covering Six Flags. So I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. You know, why not? What can, you know, how bad can it be? And you never know what it could turn into. So here I am. Here's a few Uber questions. Okay, Cold Sooner, what's up? Asks if or it says he's never used an Uber. What's an average fare for a 5-mile ride or 10-mile ride, 15-mile ride, etc.? And can someone specifically ask for you if they need one? As far as I don't know exactly, or even I can tell you roughly what a 5-mile ride or 10-mile ride, but there is a thing online called Uber Calculator, and you can put in where you want to go from and to, and it'll give you a good guesstimation as to what it would be. But keep in mind though, if you do it at certain times of day, the multiplier could come into play, and then it would cost more. So I'll just direct you to that because I can't tell you specifically. But speaking of specifically, no, you can't request a certain driver. The best you can do is if you're on a ride with a driver and you're like, hey, I like you, you might take their number, and then you can contact them, text or call them, and see where they are at a certain time of day if you need them. But it's very likely that you'll never get them because they're probably going to be on another part of town. Let's see. Reagan D has 2 separate questions. What is the weirdest or craziest experience while driving Uber? I've had a few fun trips and one not so fun trip. In the link in the description, I will put the channel that I put my Uber stuff on. It's called Rideshare Misadventures. Prepare yourself. There's language. You're going to get to hear my mouth that's not, you know, G-rated. You get to hear the real me, but because I've got a bit of a foul mouth, I ain't gonna lie. Let's see. But other than that didn't make it on film was this passenger lady who, well, there's been 2. One of them was this woman was super drunk, and she was like getting really friendly. She was like, not, well, she did go a little bit far. She was kind of like, you know, just complimenting, oh, you're so nice, and thanks for taking me, and you know, you're really sweet. And then, well, I stopped at a red light. She like leaned over and was like, and kissed me on the cheek. And then that's about as far as it went. But I'm just like, dang lady, you know, and her friends put her in the front seat, you know, because her friends came out. They're like, hey, you're taking her home. We're going to go back into the party. The other one was a dude that was hitting on me pretty hard. And I had picked it because in Dallas, there's a notoriously like gay neighborhood. They call it the Gayborhood. And I picked him up from one, like a gay bar, and taken him to another. I don't got anything against any gay people, so don't you even try to pin that on me. I don't give a crap what you do. But he was hitting on me pretty hard, and it was asking some questions that were pretty not cool, you know, not very nice, and wanting to, yeah, we'll just leave it there. It was, so I was just pretty happy whenever I dropped him off, but I tried to make light of it. I didn't make an issue out of it, you know. Life's too short for all that. So that was pretty crazy. But, and then Reagan D asks, when are the best times of day to go to SFOT to avoid lines? You want to go to Six Flags to avoid lines? Go when they're closed. You might have to hop the fence. No, I'm kidding. It's any during the week if they're open during the week, like in summer. But early part of the day, rope drop, you can get a couple hours in before the people come in, and then sometimes at the end of the day. I know that's not, you know, but during the middle of the day, it's going to be tough because that's when most people are there. Yeah, but even like coming up with Christmas break coming, it's going to be open during the week, but most people are going to be there because they're not off, you know, school. I wish it was like Magic Mountain where it's open every single day. I don't know what the hours are, but I think, you know, open every day, where you can likely go in when people are still at school or work or whatever it is, but not so much in Over Texas. Let's see, Brave Wolf 505 asks, what is the craziest thing you've ever done? Probably starting as, well, not the YouTube channel, it's not been that crazy really. Probably the thing with the voice of the wife, you know, starting this long distance relationship between America and England, but you know, it just happened. We didn't sort of plan it at all. It was just like an organic thing. It just happened. But that was, you know, pretty crazy. We say that the grandkids are going to get a real kick out of the story. Like, y'all did what? For how long? That's crazy, you know. So that's pretty crazy. Other than that, I've jumped off a bridge into water. Calm down. In Oklahoma, whenever I was about 12 or 13, we went up. There was these local kids that were jumping into this bridge, or into the water off the bridge, and we thought, okay, let's do it. I can't tell you exactly how high it was, but at the time it looked like it was freaking high. I'm like, I cannot believe these people are doing this. And then finally worked up the nerve, did it, and then I was like, okay, I survived it. It's pretty crazy. Let's see, Dandelions, hey, asks, what's the creepiest thing someone has said to you? It'd probably go back to that, the guy, the gay guy that was hitting on me pretty good. Yikes, well, he was, oh my God, he was asking to see things, you know what I mean? He wanted to see things that I keep in my pockets, if you know what I'm saying. In my front pocket, right behind the zipper. That's creepy. And I'm just like, yikes, dude. So, that's kind of creepy. Other than that, I've had maybe a couple people that watch this that have sent messages that I don't want to make too big of an issue out of, but we deal with things behind the scenes. You know, I think I'm somebody's dad, and, you know, I mean, we all know I'm not winning any beauty pageants, but for me to get some creepers, you know, kind of like, you know, maybe sending pictures and maybe sending messages that are not very cool, I feel so bad for it. And now these young girls that I was saying, you know, like, you know, if you can do YouTube and be a young pretty girl, be one, then you'll do well. But you're also going to get so much creepiness. It's got to be terrible. Oh, so if they turn in really callous and are kind of like don't want to answer your messages, it's probably because they've had enough creeps to ruin it for the rest of us, you know. So there's that. Aid Films asked two different questions. When is your next meet and greet? And can we Gold Pass upgrade to Platinum with charge or no charge money? I've had somebody say to me, because I'm Gold Plus, I've had somebody go, hey, just go up there and just say, hey, since you're now giving it to the new people that are becoming Gold Plus members, and turn it, because that's the thing, it's supposed to be just for people that are just now doing the that are just now coming in to the membership thing, and they pay for Gold Plus member, that's an Austin Powers movie, isn't it? Gold Plus member, and then they automatically give them Platinum at the Gold Plus member price. It's supposed to be just for new. I think, from what I understand, if you're in it now, like I am, you're not supposed to be able to just change. But I've had somebody say, just go ahead and give it a try. I may do that, and I'll get back to you and let you know. But as far as what I understand, the rules are, no, you can't if you're a current Gold Plus. But it's worth a shot, right? Try it and see what they say. I guess if you make enough of a, you know, an issue, if you make a scene, maybe don't do it just to shut you up. But when is my next meet and greet? I'm not planning on one, but now this one is, these are a few of my favorite things. All these questions are related to favorites, and This one is the most difficult one. Ashley Allen asks, if you were on a desert island, what 5 things would you take with you? Wow, a desert island, that sounds gorgeous. I would take some whipped cream. Well, if it's probably, I was gonna say chocolate sauce, but they would probably already have those things. I would take a spoon. Oh, a desert island. Oh, right. If I was on a deserted island, what would I take? 5 things. So it's just basically, what are your 5 favorite things? I mean, can I take people? I mean, I'd like to kidnap a few. No, I'm kidding. I take the wife, of course, and Monkey and Cheese. Monkey wouldn't want to go. He'd want to, you know, not be there at the moment because he's 16 and he's rebelling. But I still love my son. So I would take him. I would kidnap his butt and make him go. So 2 other things, 5 things. Wife, 2 kids, a guitar. I play a little bit. Have to entertain ourselves. Ooh, I just won this. Boom! I would bring a satellite phone. Haha, I win. And then I'm rescued. Boom. And batteries for the satellite phone. Oh, that would be 6 things. Okay, I'll dump the guitar. Bring batteries. Alright, MLB David 7S, do you have a favorite baseball team? Well, I'm not necessarily a sports fan, you know. I'm terrible. I just don't follow sports. I'm not into hockey or basketball or baseball for that matter. I've gone to loads of Rangers baseball games whenever I was a kid because my dad is a rabid fan. Savage Grandpa is a rabid fan of the Rangers. So if I had to say a favorite baseball team, it would be Rangers, even though I'm not into baseball. I'm loyal to where I've come from. I was born in Dallas, so I'm going to be loyal to those teams. So sorry, I know MLB, Major League Baseball in your name, you're going to love your baseball. I'm just not. I like going to I love the experience of going to the game, but I'm not invested. I don't, you know. Shark Boy ate me. Asks, do you like the Cowboys? I'm a Seahawks fan. Yes, I love the Cowboys. I bleed blue and silver. This is my team, win or lose. But I'm not one of those guys. I know the big reason why people hate Cowboys fans mostly is because they boast, and even though we haven't won anything in 20 years, they boast and go, this is the year we're going to go Super Bowl. That's just being optimistic. I'm not that guy. I'll sit back and watch and wait. I'll take it one game at a time. But even if they lose, and when they lose, and they do, plenty, I still love my boys. I'm not a fair weather fan or a bandwagon jumper. Absolutely not. Kayla Ryan asks, what theme park is your favorite and why? We're going to put that one with this one right here. Computer Kid 1416 asks, have you always been in theme parks? Have you ever been to any of the major ones like Disney or Universal? What's your favorite park that's not Six Flags? Yes, I've been to Universal, but not Disney. Well, apparently I've been to Disneyland when I was like 6 months old, so I won't remember it. My parents took me before I could remember it or even enjoy it. So I've not been to any Disney. But now that they're doing the Star Wars stuff, that's going to bring me in. I've said this before. I've always been in theme parks, yes. I mean, I've always loved, back whenever Six Flags Over Texas was actually a theme park. Now it's just an amusement park. But back to Kayla's, my favorite theme park is going to be Universal Studios, just because it's just on a grand scale. Islands of Adventure and Universal together, oh, so awesome. I love this. A lot of people are like, oh no more dark rides, screen rides. Oh no, we need coasters. Dude, we're Six Flags. We got loads of coasters, and we need more dark rides, screen rides, especially because to escape the heat in the summer, you know. So, Universal Studios so far is my favorite. Chris Wagoner asks which amusement park is on my bucket list. That's gonna be, probably the roller coaster mecca of the world, according to a lot of people, and that's Cedar Point. Just looking at videos of all the coasters there, oh man, I really want to go there before I get too much older and can't handle coasters, you know. So, Cedar Point, man, let's get on it. Let's see, The Drink asks, what is my favorite roller coaster other than Texas Giant, and will I ride the new Loop coaster when it's available at Six Flags Over Texas. The new Loop coaster I am calling, oh my god, I'm going to get in trouble for this. I'm calling it the Circle of Suck because people keep calling it a coaster. Anyway, it's not a coaster. It's I don't know what you call a loop something, but it's not a coaster. But favorite coaster other than Texas Giant, Iron Rattler in Fiesta, Texas is really good. What was the best $6 I've ever spent is Kima Bullet at Kima Boardwalk near Houston, between Houston and Galveston, wherever that is. That coaster was hardcore. Another coaster that I really liked was at Silver Dollar City, the Outlaw Run, I think it was called. Dude, that was a blast. And I will ride the Loop coaster, the Circle of Suck, but just for the vlog. But I'm not going to be a fan of it, I can tell you. I don't think so anyway. I could be wrong. Delta Roller Coasters, Aviation, Travels, Gaming. That's a long name. Ask what's your favorite coaster besides Justice League and New Texas Giant at Over Texas. Well, Justice League isn't a coaster, but what are my favorite rides other than those two? Mr. Freeze is really, and the more I ride it, the more Freeze is creeping up trying to take over Giant for me. So Mr. Freeze, it's a good one. Jorge Arachiga. Oh, I hope I'm not butchering your name, and I probably am. And you may prefer George, I don't know, but Jorge Arachiga has 2 questions. What's your favorite Six Flags park, and what's your favorite movie? Dude, favorite movie, that's a tough one because I love movies, and there's so many. There have been favorites. Let's get to Six Flags Park. Favorite one, I've only been to 3 really now. Fiesta Texas, Over Texas, and the one that recently been acquired, Silver Dollar City in Oklahoma City. Six Flags Over Texas is always going to be special to me because it's what I grew up with. But even though it's not the same as it used to be. It's not themed really anymore. It's just amusement. But Fiesta is really nice. There's a lot of good elements at Fiesta Texas. Really, really nice. If you get a chance to get down there. My favorite movie, that's a tough one. I love the Back to the Future series. Lost Boys is a good vampire movie. Good werewolf movie is Stephen King's Silver Bullet. That's a good one. There's so many movies. Recently, I mean, you know, Star Wars is massive. That's probably my #1 top. I don't know why I didn't mention that first, but yeah, Star Wars is big for me. Recently, me and Cheese we saw Venom, and she got out. I love it. I mean, it's good, but I was kind of disappointed there was no Spider-Man involved. Spoiler, sorry. But she's obsessed with Venom now. Crazy. She just loves it. But overall, Star Wars movies, yeah. Big Star Wars geek, as you can see back there. Oh, this is a tough one. Big Speed Court. That's what's your favorite thing about meeting fans? I don't call y'all fans. Other than calling you savages, you're just viewers. You know, I don't think that I'm anything special, so I don't have fans. But people have met me and said, "Hey, I'm your biggest fan." And I'm like, "That's pretty cool. It feels pretty nice when somebody cares," you know. But my favorite thing about me is probably the energy. It's probably that instant, you know, somebody. I've even had people just pass and go, don't have time to stop and talk about it. Hey, I love watching your videos. That energy, it's like it charges me up. It's like, you know, so I've had a hater on here one time was like, "Oh, do you fancy yourself some kind of a celebrity?" No, but thanks for, you know, kind of being a jerk about it. What's wrong with getting some positive energy off people? Because there's so much negative crap going around that can make you feel really like, at the end of the day, like, man, you know, what is wrong with some positive energy, you know? And then they get a charge out of meeting me. It's positive both ways. What's wrong with that? So hate all you want, punks. Okay, Cool Gamer 45 1 asks what's your favorite food. Hey, it's probably pizza, because you got all the food groups in there. You got your bread, you got your fruits, you got your vegetables. Well, skip the vegetables, but you got your meats and your cheese and your dairy, you know. So yeah, pizza is a good one. But I've got loads of favorite foods. Chicken fried steak and cream gravy is a good one. I love Tex-Mex, not a traditional Mexican, but Tex-Mex. I love like enchiladas and that kind of thing. Lasagna is a great one, so Italian food's good. I love Chinese food. I'm not a big vegetable guy. Matter of fact, I avoid vegetables like the plague. So sorry, kids, if you're supposed to eat your vegetables, do so. Maybe it grows hair. And if you don't eat them, you'll end up like this. So yeah, barbecue is another good one. Some ribs. Oh my god. But pizza, overall, that's probably a good go-to, you know. And Gabrielle Suarez asks, what's your favorite Six Flags ride? What's your favorite color? Who's your favorite YouTuber? And what kind of things do you watch? Favorite Six Flags ride at the moment is, well, Justice League and Giant, and then Mr. Freeze is getting up there. Favorite color has always been blue. Look at that, I'm wearing it right now. Hey, and we got my Justice League on, by the way, too. Favorite YouTuber and what kind of things do you watch? I don't really have a favorite YouTuber necessarily. I've got a lot of people that I watch. I mean, a lot of people used to be in my old intro, like Tim and Jen from the Tim Tracker, Jacob Carpetbagger, Adam the Woo. But I like to watch like compilation videos of like accidents on the road. News bloopers are funny. I like pranks, you know, so just like the typical stuff. I'm going to end with going back to a question where somebody said, what was my inspiration to do YouTube? And I said I used to put up these videos, you know. Basically, this is, and this also goes with the aging thing, you know. But, and this is probably the reason why like musicians write songs and actors do movies, because it's kind of like a mortality thing, you know. We all know we're going to die, right? And I think it's kind of like, whenever I kick off out of this world and I'm gone, these things will hopefully still be up here and people can go and see and hopefully get some enjoyment. So being able to make people smile and maybe laugh and just happy after I'm gone, that's kind of cool to me. I mean, I think that's while I'm gone, because you're only going to be remembered as after you're gone, as long as the people who knew you and met you are still alive. Once they're gone, your memory goes on. Your memory is lost forever, other than a headstone, name. And so, I mean, also I like to have these videos so my kids can come, can watch back and see me alive again, kind of thing, But yeah, there's something about knowing that I'm going to leave something behind, even if it doesn't grow massively. Even if there's only 3 of you that give a crap, there's something about that, and that's good enough for me, So. But I think I covered all your questions. I think hopefully I got them all in. I don't know, but this is going on long enough. But so I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thanks for your questions. This has been really fun to get some of this stuff out off my chest. But so let's get back to Vlogmas. I'll see y'all later. Y'all stay savage. And I will eventually be eating sometime tonight. So somewhere around, I'll probably be eating about 6 o'clock or 7. Just kind of moment of silence for me to shut up while I'm eating. Kidding. See you later. Hee hee.